if there's one thing that I think that we can learn, we have a choice to make. Hey, thanks for joining us today. An interesting passage of scripture as we approach Genesis 7, 8, and 9. At the beginning of chapter 7, God gives Noah continued instruction regarding this upcoming flood. It's take 2 by 2 of every single animal, of every single bird, take them all in pairs, and flood happens. The flood rains for 40 days and 40 nights. That's a long rain, and water covers the earth. And then in chapter 8, the flood waters subside. At the end of chapter 8 is a very important thing that Noah does. Let's read it together. Then Noah, starting in verse 20, built an altar to the Lord and took some of every clean animal and every clean bird and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And it says that the Lord was pleased. And then the Lord makes Noah a promise. That promise is that God would never flood the earth again. And so the promise came as a result of Noah building an altar. An altar is a place of worship and a place of remembrance. It's a place of reflection where you can look back and see the goodness of God, see the favor of God, see the faithfulness of God. There's been times in my own life where I've built altars, maybe not physically, but altars that I've written down things, and I've remembered spaces and times and answered prayers, things that the Lord has done. And instead of just forgetting them and moving on with my life, I took some time to remember and build an altar on those moments. I wonder if after this video is done, you'll take a look back at maybe last year and you'll write down a few things that God did in your life. Maybe you'll open up a note on your phone and maybe you'll make an altar right there, and you'll take some time, you'll remember and write down the goodness and favor and faithfulness of God. And who knows, just like at the end of chapter 8, maybe God will make a promise to you just like he did Noah. As we get into chapter 9, specifically towards the middle of the chapter, we find a very interesting passage of scripture. In fact, it might be Noah's greatest recorded failure. It says in the beginning of verse 18, the sons of Noah who went forth from the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. These were the sons of Noah, and from these people the whole earth were dispersed. Verse 20, Noah began to be a man of the soil, and he planted a vineyard. He drank of the wine, became drunk, and lay uncovered in his tent. And what happens is his son Ham, what a name, by the way. Please don't name your son Ham. Noah's son Ham, he sees Noah naked and drunk. He goes and he tells his brothers. In fact, it reads as if he's wanting his brothers to see Noah's failure. It's as if Ham saw this and took advantage of the fact that this man of God, his father, failed. He wanted to make a fool out of him. He wanted others to see his failure. And then what happens is Shem and Japheth, they come to Noah, and without looking, they cover him. And they choose not to make a fool out of their father. If there's one thing that I think that we can learn, we have a choice to make. When people fail, we have a choice. We can give in to their foolishness, and we can expose their foolishness, and we can try to make a mockery out of them, just like Ham did. Or we can choose a different route, a route of love, a route of grace, a choice that says, you know what, even in their failure, I'm going to help them. I'm not going to disgrace them. I'm going to honor them. I'm going to help them get back on their own 2 feet. And I hope that this year, you and I will both take the higher road. I hope that when somebody in our life messes up, we don't point fingers and say, look at you, you fool. But rather we say, let me help you. Let me pick you up. Put some clothes on your back, and let's continue to walk this thing together. I love you. I'm praying for you. If you like this content, be sure to like and subscribe. My name is Michael. I'll see you soon.